All right. Welcome to Raising Humans Together, the podcast about showing up, growing up, and praying with a purpose. Today we're joined by former NFL linebacker Egerton Hartwell, my cousin. I'm very happy. Now, I do want to say thank you, fam. I know when you come in town, everybody pulling you every different which way. You're here for a special reason as well. So condolences, man. But I really wanted to let you know, man, I appreciate you, fam. Because I know you're a busy man. You know, I done visit you. You still super busy, when I come to your home. So I really appreciate you, fam, you spending time. Known for his hard hits on the field and his heart off of it. From the Baltimore Ravens to fatherhood, Egerton shares what football taught him about life, leadership, and raising strong, grounded kids. Let's dive in and grow together. Now, I do want to start off with my intro. Uh, of course, I've known this man for years. We definitely have a special connection. He is my family. But it goes beyond that. I really do look up to Ed just for his hard work and his grit that he's had throughout the years to what he's become. It's very rare again, from my friends and my close friends, even my fraternity brothers, to know somebody who actually played at the highest level, man, and still remain humble, still remain true through all these years, man. It's times, man, family said, man, come through, man, I got you. You know what I mean? From let me come to his games, All-Star weekend. We're not gonna get into that. We had a time, fam.
We had a good time. Remember Hawaii? We had a good time in Hawaii.
Good time, man. And it's just been love, man. So again, I want to salute you, man, and give you flowers because again, man, you really make us proud. The cousins, the family, aunties, uncles, and we appreciate that, man. A little bit about Ed. Former professional field linebacker known for, again, his hard-hitting style, strong presence on the field. Born May 27, 1978 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ed played college football at Western Illinois University, where he gained recognition for his athleticism and leadership. He was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2001 and quickly became a key contributor to the formidable defense. Over his NFL career, Ed has played for the Atlanta Falcons and Cincinnati Bengals, earning respect for his hard work, ethics, and toughness. Welcome, family. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, bro.
Okay.
Anytime we can get together and have a good time, I'm always with it.
Now, fam, we're going to get into some questions, man, about, and of course, this show is about family and parenting. How it all started, fam, of course, I've been mentoring probably since 1999. And again, we find out and we see that there's no manual for parenting. Sometimes we do what we can. We learn from others and we just try to figure it out. And that's what it's about. And I'm glad to have you on here so we can get some of your experiences, some of your parenting styles, you know what I mean? And learn something, maybe talk about your struggles. So maybe we can, somebody who's listening, maybe we can help them coming up. And even me, because again, we're still trying to figure this thing out, as parents. So that's what it's about. I'm going to dive right in, man. Tell us about, fam, a little bit about your journey as a father. How many kids do you have and how old are they now?
Man, I have 3 kids by birth, but I have some step kids too that I help raise.
Absolutely.
And they're very dear to my heart. When you have kids that you help raise from a youngin' to now they're grown now,
Right.
they still special to you. They like your own. So
Absolutely.
Through a couple of my marriages, I have 3 others.
Okay.
So man, it's fatherhood is a journey. It's like you said, is you don't have a playbook. The good thing about playing football, I got a playbook.
That's a good analogy. I like that. That's yeah.
When you're doing this fatherhood thing, you don't. And I can tell you, every kid is totally different.
It's totally different.
Totally different.
You ain't never lied.
Every one of
You
them.
ain't never lied, fam. Appreciate that, man. That was definitely knowledgeable, man. And again, hitting on that. Again, I got 2 boys, same thing, night and day. One is just more nonchalant, he's always in the chillax mode. And the other one is just always turned up. My youngins, always. That's what they do.
So that's that new generation.
Absolutely, man. So, you hit that right on the head, man. Now, as a top-level professional athlete and entrepreneur, What is it like balancing your career and raising kids? Especially at this time. I know you have an older son. Well, back then, EJ,
Mhm.
was your oldest child. How was that, man? With your journey with football? Because again, I know you made a lot of sacrifices to put your kids in a position, that we weren't allowed to have. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm sure they appreciate it, but of course it comes with a sacrifice as well. And can you explain a little bit about how you balance that, family?
Well, actually, I've had experience with 2 different types.
Okay.
Because when I had EJ, I was still playing. So, it was half the year I could have him all the time, because I just had to run and do a workout or run to a quick meeting but during the season, it's some seasons that I had to, like, not see him for weeks at a time.
Okay.
Um,
Because
because
it's so
dad was out
demanding.
there going to get the bread to make sure
Absolutely. Absolutely.
baby boy was taken care of.
Right.
So, even that part of it is hard, but it's a sacrifice.
Absolutely.
I think everything is a sacrifice. Like once you have a kid, it's no longer about you. Even at this point now, I don't have a 9 to 5. So even with that, it's still a sacrifice because sometimes it's things I want to do, but then I got to make time. Like even now, he's in college and he's playing football. So now I got to say, okay, these are the weekends that I got to block off because I got to go support my son.
Absolutely.
Or if things that he need, and you're still trying to mentor him and do everything else uh, to make sure that he's okay. So it's um it's a journey. You don't know. It's like we say, you don't know exactly what it is. And each one you got to be able to, you can't do each, like we said earlier, you can't do each one the same.
Absolutely.
It's told my daughter is like you said, your son is the hype. My daughter is all over the place. She give me the runs. I love her to death, but she give me, and then my middle daughter, my younger daughter, all they do is want to argue all the time. So now I'm playing referee with them.
All the time.
So it's different aspects of it, but I mean, over it all, it's beautiful because man, you look at them and you be like, at the end of the day, man, they yours, and you love them to life, you know.
Absolutely. And I know again, as a professional athlete, it's so demanding of you, of course, to get from where you started where you are now, of course. And even then when you were playing, I mean, I got a glimpse of it when I came to visit you when you played. I'm like, holy Toledo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a commit. And I got a little bit of it in college. I played college ball and it was demanding, but I know, and I was at the junior college level. So I know at the university level, and then at the professional level, it's demanding, man. So, but I think you hit it head on. Again, it's no manual. We know that,
Mm-mm.
and you just got to figure it out and go along and be the best father you can. So that's why we're here to discuss, man, to see if again we can help one another and we can grow together. All right, I'm gonna shift gears into the next question. What did becoming a father teach you that your football career could never teach you?
Oh man. Well, let me say this: there's a lot of things in football that I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even in some of the simple stuff, like you think about it, like commitment, how to switch and change up on the dime. Like one of the things that I had to become better with as an adult was when people say I'm trying, I didn't get that liberty. If a coach told you you needed to do something, you had to do it right then. You couldn't say, Coach, I'm trying, because you'd have found yourself on a bench or without a job. So I'd be like, don't try, do it. So, but over time, you find out a lot of people aren't built that way. But some of the things just, man, uh, you got to really be selfless. And I say that because when you're playing, you're selfless with the team, but a lot of times, man, you go in and you can control what your destiny is for a lot of times because by the work you put in, by the effort you put in, by the time you put in,
Mm-hmm.
through your hard work, your sweat, your blood, your tears. Um, Now you're not sweating and bleeding and crying for yourself. You sweating and bleeding and crying to make sure these kids is good and
Makes sense.
to make sure they have what they have. So you got to be overly selfless
Mm.
no matter what's going on, because at the end of the day, it's your job. You decided to have the kids. It's your gift
It's a
from
fact.
God. So it's your job to take care of them. You want to give them everything you didn't have and everything you ever wanted. And that could, like you said, that could be a gift and a curse too.
Mhm. and we got a question we're talking about that, but it's so profound, fam, because as an athlete, that again that transfer to the everyday parent as well that's working a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Of course, sometimes we realize that we had these kids and we gotta go, we gotta go get it to provide the best life we can for them. And me mentoring a lot of youth coming up, they just don't have that mindset. Some parents, what I couldn't stand, man, is I would mentor kids, and of course they would need rides. You get back home to drop them off, fam. It's 4 or 5 cars,
Yeah, their parents just didn't want. I've been in a situation too, bro. You'd be like, you sitting at home, why you ain't bring them? Or they'll be like, oh, I don't have the funds. Like I had a whole youth football program. You get the parents that say, oh, I don't have it, but then they show up with, and they show up with new purses. And you like, they be bragging, yeah, I just got this new Louis Vuitton. I'm like, man, you couldn't even pay $100 for your son.
Invest in your kids.
Yeah, like what you doing? That's the selfless part. You got a lot of people that they probably shouldn't have kids because they're not selfless enough to have them. I mean, it's a job. When you have a kid, even if you have a kid and you living in the hood, that's a $200,000 commitment from the time it's born to the time.
That's a fact.
And if you are better off and you giving them even more, that can go all the way up.
Increase.
That can double and triple that.
Absolutely.
Easy. But I don't think people really think about that when they want a kid.
And even, fam, like just even, and I know a lot of kids feel like, well, my kid may not be athletic. My kid may not have the talent. But again, they miss the big picture of just giving your kids something to do, keeping them busy, keeping them active. That's so important. And sometimes a lot of these kids are going to pick up on other kids, you know what I mean? And that may help them as well, you know what I mean? As far as some of their habits, some of their attributes, and then they can become a better athlete as well. And it was for me, it's always been for me, even with my kids, it's like, I just want to keep them busy. If they take it to the next level, absolutely, that's a win.
Yeah.
But for the most part, man, instead of giving your kids a tablet 5-6 hours a day, put your kid in something where he can be productive, you know what I mean? And give him some recreational activity. So, so he can be out there doing something productive and getting fit.
Well, my biggest thing, bro, is this. And I don't care how much money you have. Put your kid into something where it can pay for their college scholarship.
It's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like when they're young, put them in things so they can get acclimated to different things and see what they like. And then when you find out the 2 or 3 things that they like, now it's an era. Now we didn't have that. We didn't have it back in the days where somebody could pour into us and help us develop faster at certain sports. My thing was track, football, and basketball. I did that year round to stay in shape. One I loved the most was football. But I did the other things to get faster or help with my footwork or just stay ready. So when I came into now, they have 7-on-7 tournaments. They got specialties. They got speed trainers. You literally can do that sport year round and just become better and better and better by, increasing your skills.
So many resources out there we didn't have, fam.
But so when you find what they have, you never know. Like you said earlier, like some people say, well, my kid not that athletic. Well, shoot, it was a time I looked at my son and said, man, is he mine? He too soft. He ain't want to tackle nothing. And I'm like, but now, no, he get that. He didn't have no dog. Right? We'd be like, you gotta have that dog. It was no dog, and that's and we'll talk about that later. But I'm saying, don't judge them where they at.
Right.
Give them the opportunity to get there. I know some kids who didn't even play in high school and had a breakout senior season and got a scholarship. So don't judge them. Give them the opportunity and try to give them as many tools as possible to become as great as they possibly can be. I told my son one time, I said, man, he was playing video games all the time. And I was telling him to do some push-ups. And I was like, yo, let's just stop playing sports and let's focus on his gaming then. Because in today's world, they making crazy money in gaming. So is that what you want to do? He's like, no, Dad, I don't want to do that. Well, we need to figure this out then. What you want to do so we can,
what we talking about?
I want to get you great. One of our things I always tell them, I say, man, don't be regular, be legendary.
Man.
Whatever you decide to do in life, be legendary. Why do it if you ain't going to be great at it?
And like I said, the sad thing is, family, and I know we speak for a lot of parents is they just got way more resources. I remember when Nasir was 10 years old, right?
Mhm.
He told me he was bored. Now, in our backyard, again, we got a pool, we got jacuzzi, we got a basketball court with a light. He can shoot all night, all day. And I told him, I said, if you ever tell me you bored one more time, it's gonna be a problem.
Oh.
Never heard of that. Never heard him say that, to this day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But the point I'm making, family, like we talked about earlier, like there's so many resources, there's so many things that we didn't have, man. We had to go travel if we wanted to go shoot some hoops.
Man, we had to do a walk to the school or the park.
Right.
And not only walk there, but we didn't even have a ball. We would go up there hoping somebody else was up there.
Correct.
Because I remember it's times you be playing with somebody and then all of a sudden they get mad because they not that good and they don't get picked on the team. They be like, they try to take their ball and go home. We like, man, what you talking about? You gonna just steal your ball and go home? Like, we playing here.
We're losing our yard and their feelings.
Get my ball, I'm going home.
That's how it used to be.
And that's crazy. Like now they have it all, man.
Have it all, man. How would you describe your parenting style today? Has it changed over the years from, of course, when you first became a parent?
Yeah,
A father?
definitely. When you first, when I first had my son, he was my first. I used to carry him around like a football. Everybody used to be like, "What you doing? You gonna drop him?" I'd be like, "No, he good. I got him high and tight. I got 3 points of contact on him." But parenting style is I think coming up, we emulate some of the things that we liked about our parents. So I was tough on him. But I got a lot of whoopings coming up, man. And I was like, man, I'm gonna try to mentor more.
Yeah.
And it's totally different with girls, man. My girls be driving me crazy, but I don't be wanting to whoop them, man. And I be threatening them. I be like, man, if you don't get up in there,
I'm sure, man. It's
then
different.
then you go in there and laugh because they say some crazy stuff. But it's totally different, man, between girls and boys, between my oldest, because he'd start laughing and get mad and say, man, Dad, you'd have never let me get away with that. And I was like, man, shut up.
Say,
You know what I
that's here. He's like, hey, Dad. You looking at Bryce like,
Yeah, you lucky. You lucky.
Right.
Yeah, I would have got away with that one. But you definitely change and you evolve. And I think that's what we should do as human beings.
Absolutely.
And anything we do, we gotta evolve, because if you're not evolving, you're not getting better.
Mhm.
We
That's a
all
fact.
fall short, but that don't mean you can't be great. You keep going until greatness happens.
Yeah, and again, that's one thing I can say. From I've learned with parenting, and I mention this all the time. I'm more curious than confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit down, like I said, and I ask my oldest, and even my youngest. I ask these questions. So why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Explain to me. What was your logic and rationale behind doing that? And sometimes you get answers. You be like, okay, I see your point, and then that's when we got to teach.
Yeah, then my biggest thing with especially EJ, I tell you now, and my youngest, they guarantee you gonna take a guaranteed L if I catch you lying to me.
Yep.
So tell me the truth.
Tell me the truth.
Like, because if you tell me the truth, you might say something that it might strike me, and I'll be like, I never thought about that.
Yep.
So now it gives you a teaching moment.
Yep.
Or if something happened in school, I would rather know. Don't have me go in there and I'm defending one thing, and then I find out all this other stuff. Tell me everything, and I want the truth.
Yep.
So if you give me the truth, I can work with that.
Yeah.
Now every now and then, truth might still get in trouble, but for the most part, you guaranteed to get in trouble if you lie to me and I catch you.
You lying, you steal.
Oh man,
my rules.
Hell yeah, don't lie to me. We gotta tell the truth, the whole truth. So,
all right, so we're gonna switch to parenting across households, split households, of course. Of course, my oldest son, different moms, of course. I have him week on, week off, so I get it. You know what I mean? I understand. I know we speak for a lot of parents out there. What's been your biggest challenge in parenting your children from a different household with different mothers?
Well, I mean, I think time. It's been the wounds from the breakup. And one of the biggest things that I try to explain even to some of the mothers of my children now is not the breakup that messes with kids. It's the confrontation, the conflict. If they're exposed to that conflict. So it really takes two people to get out of themselves to be bigger than their feelings.
Correct.
And not make emotional decisions and to make grown-up decisions to protect that child. So that when we're around each other, we can be cordial. We don't have to be best friends. We could be cordial. We could be nice. We could be on one unit, because kids learn how to manipulate parents also. So if we on one accord, whether we like each other or not, we got a lifetime with this kid. Because even when this kid is grown, we're going to have grandbabies, we're going to have marriages, we're going to have all kind of stuff that we still got to show up and be there and be on one accord. But the problem is, what I've learned, you got to try to figure out how you can get each other on one accord. And sometimes you got to be bigger than yourself. There's times when I had to kind of sit back and say, you know what, Ed, you want to like say some choice words,
Right.
but back up.
Oh, I've been there. Like,
Let it go.
I still be there.
Cause you got to be bigger for the kid.
Absolutely.
And then what I've learned how to do is to say nice words and still get a point across that'll make them kind of step back and be like,
So you deliver this.
I don't know if he just told me off.
Right.
But that was some real nice stuff that he said.
The delivery. Absolutely.
So you tried to get the delivery back.
Creative.
Yeah, you got to be creative, because you got to get out your feelings, man.
Yeah. So because it's like you said, sometimes, man, it could be emotional. Sometimes you got to put your pride aside, and just sometimes just feel like even my oldest son's mom, we're just on two different planets still, and I'm like, why are we still, why are we still like this? And it can be so challenging, fam. And again, like you said, sometimes I just have to take a deep breath. You know what I mean? Or I even wait sometimes. I've learned that.
Yeah.
Wait. You know what I mean? Because while you ain't hot and you ain't on fire, and then I'll be like, try to approach it from a different perspective, and again, the delivery. So, man,
see, I got it on two different chords. So me and my son's mom are really cool. We like friends. Like, we're super cool.
That's cool.
Now, my middle child, we not. So I have experience from both levels where you can actually go on vacation with her and her dude.
Yeah.
And you and your girl. And this one, you barely speaking when you're doing the trade-off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And, I don't know, I'm the type of cat, I'll be like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
How was your day? And then you get that look like,
Man, you pin the grass.
No, but you be
fam,
trying to break through and say, look, man, it's not
100%.
that serious, man. We doing this
Because we need
for
each other,
them.
co-parent.
Yeah, we got to.
We got to, man.
We got to stay in contact. You got to look, at the end of the day, you got to come and go. And
Absolutely.
in that come and go, life will go on for us, but life for this one includes both of us. We can say we don't want to talk ever again, but they can't say that.
That's real.
And you don't want them trying to pick a side or
Correct.
trying to protect one parent over the other. You want them to feel very comfortable and know that no parent is attacking the other parent and trying to make them choose who they have to protect, because kids will do that.
Yeah. I know you felt that. I feel it because, again, my household is a little more structured. I would like to say, when he goes to his mom's, he gets away a little bit more. He knows that, you know what I mean? But I think overall, when they get older, they would definitely choose structure 1,000 times over. But it's the mindset and you have to set the stage and say, look, I ain't your friend. I ain't worried about being your friend. I'm your father, and these are my rules at this house, and it is what it is. And if you don't abide by them, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think he understands that. He understood at a young age, but again, of course, his mom a little bit more lax over there, and he can get away with stuff. You know what I mean? And even like sometimes I be hearing him talk. I'm like, and I have to tell him like, son, you better watch it, because he would talk to his mom. And I'm not saying he disrespect her, but it's just so much loose than, of course, at my house.
Yeah, it's more of a tight rope.
Correct. Correct.
But it's like you said, they choose structure because when it hits the fan, they gonna run the structure first.
Yeah. That's a fact.
And my son did the same thing. He was a little more looser. Even in his high school, I'll go over there and I'll be like, yo, why your room look like that? We don't do that. Like, clean it up. One time I went there, not too long ago, and his girlfriend was there, and he was upstairs. His door was closed. I knocked on the door and said, "Man, what you think you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said, "Your mom know you in here with your door closed?" Yeah, mom don't be caring. Well, I do.
You see what I'm
The
saying?
rules at my house applies over here. I hate to say that, but duh,
Right.
I'm trying to teach you something. Then I had to go ahead and have really. I mean, we had it wasn't a bad conversation, but I had a conversation. She agreed with me after we had the
That's
conversation.
good.
I said, "Man, we can't allow that because this is the things that can happen if you're allowing this to happen, and we're trying to keep this from happening." Um, so we got to
I'm
be
there
on the
now,
same
man.
page, you know. And she was like, "You know what, you're right," and
I'm
we
there
kind of.
now, fam.
But that's about getting on the same page. You
Yep.
got to be able to sit down and say, "Don't," and even households. I'm not saying that I'm in charge of her household or vice versa, but that's try to get some common rules so that
Stay consistent.
he
Or at
can be
least
consistent
right.
on the line and not saying, "Well, I'm gonna go over my mama's house so I can get away with this, and then I'm gonna come back."
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting, you got to make it so they don't get away with it nowhere.
And that leads to the next question again: staying consistent in your values and expectations of father when the environment's made different. And then we just spoke about it, of course, but again, sometimes it can be challenging. And we're not there yet, me and his mom, because his girlfriend is allowed to hang out, even sometimes spend the night. And I know growing up in my household,
Ain't happening.
it's not happening.
It still ain't happening in my house.
You see what I'm saying? Even when you grow,
Hey,
it was always a respect at your mom, at your mom and father's house, always. You know what I mean? And it's just different now, and that's hard. I really get frustrated, and I'm working on me.
Yeah.
But it's just different, man.
Well, look, I gotta apologize because I did allow my son's girlfriend to spend the night when he was leaving town,
Okay.
going to college. But it was things put in order.
Okay, right.
Like he slept in a room, she slept on the
See what I'm
couch.
saying? Yeah.
Mom Dukes was in town.
You see what I'm
Mom
saying?
Dukes slept right in that same area.
Right.
It was rules and
No
regulations
funny business in here.
placed around the situation so we could still
Right.
keep safe what we
Yeah.
always been trying to keep
100%,
safe. I
man.
understand he leaving in the morning. You want to get the last 2 minutes
Yeah.
because y'all been together for 3 years in high school. I get it. Look, I don't want to mess that up, but there will be rules and regulations. So I think that's big for kids because I think a lot of times when kids is going through life, they think they want some things, but we've been through it and we've seen it. And what I try to teach my son and even the kids I mentor is I got bit by that snake. So you don't get bit. Don't stick your hand in the hole. I did it. Or I've seen other people get bit. Because it's a lot of times I didn't stick my hand in the hole because I seen somebody get bit. So listen, I can give you the blueprint, but you got to be the one to put the work in. I can't do the work for you, but I can give you a blueprint and say, look, if you don't want this to happen, do this, 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 and this. Until you ready, then you can start coming. When you start coming off them rules, you're giving more opportunity for it to happen to you.
Absolutely.
It's
real. So we know that co-parenting, as we discussed, it takes effort, fam. What have you found works best in communicating with your kid's mother, even when things aren't always smooth? And you gave us a little bit about, again, relaxing, the delivery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta a lot of times before you say something, think about it.
Yeah. I'm learning that.
Think about how to structure it. It goes back to, I always tell my son, man, as men, we can't make an emotional decision.
That's fact.
Because most people that make emotional decisions, they mess it up.
They messed it up all the time.
A lot of people was locked up.
Yep.
A lot of people got in trouble
Going off
or
emotions.
lost things or because they did something emotional.
Yep.
That once they set back after it was over, wish they never would have did it. So if you find yourself emotional, step back, pause, relax, and then make an educated decision.
Correct.
On what it is. And that's the same thing with co-parenting is when y'all speaking to each other, speak to each other out of love for the kid, not out of the hate that y'all possibly have for each other.
Facts.
Because that's two different tones. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how
That's
you
how you
say
say
it.
it. Yep.
And then sometimes you got to meet the person where they are.
Mhm.
Like with me and my son, we pick up the phone. Boop, boop. I just talked to her now. She had my son game today. He played today. And she was, oh, EJ's in. Blah, blah.
Cool.
You know, it's that communication.
Yeah.
And with one of my daughter's mom, we email.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
so it's you got to meet them where they're at
Absolutely.
and then grow it from there.
grow
That's
from
not
there.
saying they got to be that way all the time,
Got you.
but you got to meet them at
Absolutely.
the spot, and I think that and respect the space that's needed between whichever one, because it's not just the woman or the man. One or the two may need space to get whatever emotions they have in check. So give them that space. Don't get mad about it. But then, like you said, is what is how you say it. You know, try to use choice words. And I know it makes you think about it. You just can't just say
You
it.
gotta take some time.
But think about it. Think about the words you're using, because you have some words that are more aggressive.
Absolutely.
That's why a lot of times I'd rather have a conversation. If I'm gonna have a heavy type of conversation, I'd rather have it than text it. Because you can text it and it's gonna give off a whole different tone than if you just said it.
Translation is yeah, absolutely, man.
Exact same thing. So it's really that tone. When you co-parenting with somebody else, you got to be able to step out yourself, and it's not just your way or the highway. Because at the end of the day, it's like we've been saying this whole time. It ain't about you no more. You had this kid, it's about this kid. And if you and the mom is into it, that's conflict. Once the conflict start, that's what affects the kid. No, try to stay conflict free.
And it's funny you said that, man, because I'm huge on emotions. So that's something I've grown from since I was a young man. I mentor. I call it the formula of life. I over E, your intellect over emotion. Anytime you get that formula switched around, your emotions over your intellect, bad things always happen.
Definitely.
You see what I'm saying? So, again, thinking more, taking your time, think about it, and then before using your intellect instead of your emotions. So that was heavy, man. Absolutely. How do you navigate differences in parenting philosophies or household rules? We touched about that a little bit earlier as well. But of course, your rules may be a little different from, your kid's mother's rules. So again, how do you navigate through that? And like you said, you can't run their household. Of course, we know that, and like they can't run yours.
Yep.
So how do you? What's the median in that?
Well, for me, it's the biggest thing is if you can be on the same page, be on the same page. But if you can't, you just got to make sure you instill as much as you can when they're in your presence, and then you enforce your household rules. Because there is sometimes what happens if one parent is Baptist and the other one is non-denominational, or they believe in something else. That what happens in that household is when they're with you, they're going doing this spiritual thing with you, how you do it, and then when they go there, and then when they become an adult, it allows them to choose which one at that point. But you just got to stay consistent. You're gonna have things. It's two different people. You're gonna have things in different households that one person may not agree with. But if it's not hurting the kid, now if it's coming physical harm or something to the kid, that's different. But other than that, it's like you say, you can't run nobody else's household. I mean, you can try to sit down and say, can we be on the same page here? Because this is where they're taking advantage, and try to be on. But it's some things y'all just never gonna click and be on the same page with. You got to be able to accept that.
That's a fact. I'm gonna switch gears, family, to on identity, legacy, and growth. What parts of your upbringing shape how you raise your kids today? Either something that you follow or something, or to change. What shaped that for you?
Oh man, it's like I said earlier. I've tried to give my kids everything I didn't have. And I thought that was the right way.
You see what I'm saying?
Earlier, it was like, hey man, everything I didn't have, you gonna get it. And you gonna love it. I just knew they was gonna love it. Like, oh my God, like you're the best dad in the whole world. But sometimes you sit back and look and be like, oh man, I could have did that a little different. Because now he like I said earlier, he a little soft. I need to toughen him up a little bit, or you know. But childhood experiences, life experiences, is really all you have to go off of when you're raising your kids. How you seen it done, uh, how you would like it to be different, what you liked about your parents. Like I said, I got a lot of whoopings. I thought sometimes I probably could have got talked to. Some of them times I probably deserved it.
Right.
So I try sometimes to do something different. But even when you come with family, like as he got older, I try to force him more around the family. Because I was traveling all the time. I'm in a different state. I'm not from the home where I live at, where I grew up at. I started then when I brought him home, I would take him around the neighborhoods and be like, "This is where I grew up at. I didn't have a pool. I didn't have the big crib or the nice cars and all that other stuff." Which they get used to. They get complacent. They don't have to go out there and get it. They don't have to be tough. They ain't gotta, come up fighting and doing all that stuff just to be okay where you live at. And
driving cars less than 5 years old. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I had my first car was the Love Boat, the '77 Cutlass. His first car was a Dodge Charger.
Man, I had a Mercury Cougar, bro.
I'm telling you,
like, what is that?
Yeah,
it was the Mercury Cougar.
It give you from A to B,
and we was happy, family.
We was good.
We was
with that.
content. Yeah,
but
we was happy.
You try to instill that stuff in them, and the good thing is, my son, and I know he's older. My daughter's a little. I gotta get her to that point, but he's actually turned out to be pretty modest. He's not really like
EJ solid, man.
Yeah,
he got some good boys, man.
Yeah.
Even though, of course, we be on their head as we should as fathers, but yeah, we got some good kids, man. Yeah. We do, man.
Yeah,
and again, of course,
they came out good.
My son loved hanging with your son. When they got up, man, I love to see that because it reminds us of us when we was younger.
Right.
Of course, it's different because they in different states now, but. Like you said, man, we would be walking the parks, trying to play basketball, just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
That's it, man. But that's what life was about. Yeah. It was about really just growing up with the people you love. Because I tell people all the time, man, that's your true treasure. All this other stuff can go and come.
100%.
But the people you love is their true treasure. And when you leave this world, you can't take nothing with you. But what you can leave behind is the memories through the people that you've been with. And that's how you live on. Through memories, because something to pop be like, man, I remember when I was with Idiot and we did this, and y'all laugh about it, but you living on at that point.
As a father who worked hard as a pro athlete to provide the most parents can't, what most parents can't, do you ever feel like it's a gift or a curse? That your kids might not understand the real struggle behind it all?
Absolutely. Especially when they're kids. When they older, it's easier to just sit them down and then you can put them in experiences to make them see something different. But when they're younger, like my daughter, she just thinks everything is she's supposed to have this type of stuff. Like she's supposed to have the nice clothes, the nice shoes, live in a nice house with the pool, with the playground and all that in the back. In a nice area neighborhood where she's super safe going outside. She ain't got to worry about nothing. Go to the nice school. Come on, all that. She play with the nice little parks and none of that. So I mean, but it's a gift, because you feel safer for them, and you're happy they're able to experience those experiences, but. The curse comes where if they never realize that's not the norm, because majority of kids out there don't have that lifestyle. They don't have the nice stuff. So
can't go
you got to teach them. Like I remember it was times growing up, and this is say nothing bad about my parents because I love them to death and they bust their butt.
Yeah, but they could.
They don't know what a mayonnaise sandwich tastes like.
Look,
they never eat Spam, dog.
Right.
Like,
man,
they never drunk powdered milk. It's kind of nasty. But that government cheese can
grilled
get
cheese with a
that government cheese can get that work though. You know what I mean? So they don't have those that peanut butter, all that that you look like it was oil on the top, just 2 inches thick. Like they never been through that. They don't. I asked my son the day, hey man, what is Section 8? I don't know. What is that? Is that a mathematical problem? No, it's not. Yeah, like they don't get it. But you glad they don't.
Yeah.
But we still have to go back and teach them those things because they got to learn how to respect what they do have. But what I do tell my kids is, look around. All this is mine.
That's a fact.
And when you leave at 18, you got to go get yours.
That's a fact.
This will not be yours anymore. You can come visit, but you're gonna have to go home. You know? So you try to, hey, this is a goal for you.
Yeah.
And I want you to surpass it. Like my son was like, I want to go play in the NFL. I want to be just like you, Dad. I said, no, son, you want to be better than me.
Yep.
Whatever you do, be better than me.
And I don't
That's
think
my
they fully
goal for you.
understand that, fam, sometimes. Even the kids we mentor, it's like, no, I want you to be better than me.
If I'm giving you all my
Come
secrets,
on. all the
and I made it,
come on.
you should be better than me.
Be better.
Like, you know, man, when I was a kid, I used to ask people around here, never played at that level, and was like, hey man, what I need to do to the level. I remember one coach told me, man, you gotta run 2 miles at least 2-3 times. Man, my dumb self was out there. My dumb self was out there doing it though. Like, and then when I got older, I was like, man, that is not what you need to do to be able to make it to the league. But it did get grit in you.
Yeah.
That
absolutely.
You doing certain stuff, man. You got to push past levels because you got to learn in anything you do. It's a wall. And if you never break that wall, you can never grow. You can never become better than what you was before. And as you breaking down walls, that's how you make separation between you and the rest of 100%. Everybody that want to do it, because everybody want to do it. Everybody don't have the grit and don't have the willpower to go through what they have to go through
and to separate
to be able to do it.
it.
Yeah, like I be talking to the football team sometimes, and I say, hey, how many people want to go to the league? All their hands is raised. I said, how many people like working out? Some people hands drop. How many people, like going and taking care of their body and going to treatment? More hands drop. How many people like going to class? A lot of hands drop. How many people like to study the playbook? How many people put football before girls? Because if you really want to make it, it's going to be God, family, and then football.
Yep. Or whatever sport you're playing.
Whatever you're doing in life.
Absolutely.
You can't, because if you do it right, you ain't never got to worry about girls.
Right. No.
Or for girls, they never got to worry about dudes.
No, that's fact.
So, because people like successful people.
100%.
And that's
the honest truth.
And you're going to get a different type of pool to
Yep.
choose from when you get to that point in life where it's time to choose.
Yep.
But a lot of people, Lord, and you might end up, honestly, on the whole football team, it might be 3 or 4. And I'll be like, out of them 3 or 4, maybe one of them have a shot. And they did it all right. But if y'all not willing to do the things, everybody that dropped their hand, you might as well unless you want to reevaluate and start liking it, or at least doing it at the best of your ability.
You ain't got a chance.
You ain't got a chance. You kidding yourself.
Yeah.
You're lying to yourself.
That's a fact.
Because you're not willing to do what it takes to get what you want. Because you can't not pass class in college. Or you can't not go to college and go to the league. It don't work that way. You don't go out. You don't go to the league to the NFL out of high school. You got to go to college.
Got to go to college.
So if you don't make the grades to get into college, you can't go.
Yeah.
And when you get there, you got to stay in college for however long it takes. At least 3 years to even get a shot. So if you flunk out of school, you lose your scholarship. You lose your shot. So you try to break it down, because I think a lot of kids don't really understand.
No,
that
they don't.
It's work. Like some people, I tell people, even when I was in the league, man, I used to run ski slope hills until I literally would almost pass out, be throwing up. I would have to sit in my car and for like an hour, 2 hours, because I was just dizzy.
Damn.
And they was like, man, why you do that? I said, because I would push myself past thresholds. And then when I got into camp, I would be running around laughing, joking, talking trash, everything else. And they'd be like, man, what is wrong with this dude? Is he a machine? Like, no, I already killed myself. Y'all waited to camp to try to get in shape. I'm already in shape.
Damn, that's damn.
So now I can do what I feel like doing, and I have the win to do it. It's the small things. Now I'll come back to be like, man, did he get faster? No, I worked on my footwork all season. So now my steps, I take less steps to get where I need to be. So it makes me look faster. So it's those little things. It's the technical part that takes you to the next level. Because, man, if you run it, I tell people all the time, if me and you are competing against each other. When I was playing, I was 268, ran a 4.5. What if you was 268, ran a 4.5? But if I bench 450, you bench 450. What separates us? Now it comes down to the technical part of the game. It's technical, and then the mental part of it, which is a whole nother equation. So now, technical and mental, whoever is better at those categories, they're gonna succeed and be better than the other person, because y'all physical attributes are the same.
Right.
So
and again, also studying the playbooks, just the small things. Parents, y'all listening, kids with athletes, gyms, we get, Cuzzo giving y'all gyms, and some of you kids listening, gyms right here, to be at the next, everybody want to make it to the league, but do you want to put in the work? Do you want to put in the sacrifice? And another thing, fam, they got way more, they can go on their phone right now and essentially have access to some of the top-notch athletes or their training patterns, you know what I mean?
Oh man,
We didn't have that, fam. We didn't have none of
They
that.
got that thing called chat GBT. Yeah, man, shoot, it'll build a whole workout
100%
for you. Hey, I wanna work out because I'm trying to be a professional athlete. I want better abs. I need to tone. I want to get stronger. I want to get faster and quicker. You type all that in there and then spit it out. You like, what?
Like that.
I remember when I was sitting down getting different trainers, even in the league, and taking this from that trainer, this from that. That's how I had to build all my workouts. Yeah. So now I got a whole plethora of workouts. So like, say, for example, a friend be like, I work out. I can go to my workout and just tailor it for them. Be like, you want it in home, out of home? Because I got all these workouts now from being all my life. Now, at this point, the way I built all those workouts, I could have just, if I had the access they had, I could have just said a couple words and it would have split me one out. So it's the access is totally different, man, totally and the opportunity, and it's different. I know basketball is different too. I'm used to back in the days where it was more physical in basketball.
Yeah. It was physical.
It was way more physical in football too. Now you touch somebody wrong, it's over. Yeah.
Man, I remember going to see y'all play in high school, you, Don, and it was like, bringing the hat, and you would hear that shit at the crowd, like,
hey, now if you hear it hit now, somebody probably getting ejected. Yeah. Like you can't, like you gotta, they teaching kids how to rap and then just roll. And I'm like, we was taught to run through people like toilet paper. Like even when I was teaching young kids, I was like, I would put up toilet paper and be like, run through the toilet paper. That's how you run through people. Like you imagine that they're toilet paper and you just run through them.
That's crazy.
It's totally different. Even practices, man. They be like, in camp, when I got to the league, we had 3 practices a day, full contact practices. Like, we smacking.
Yeah.
To the point,
I'm sure.
My rookie season, one of the guys that got drafted, one day we woke up in the morning, he left his playbook on his bed with a note and said, I quit. I don't want to do this no more. And we was like, what, man, you got drafted. Man,
right. You here, you at the show.
You living your dream.
Come on,
now
man.
You just don't want to. He was like, his body couldn't take it no more. But now they get one practice and walkthroughs. And that's camp. I said, man, but do you know how many years I could have saved on my career?
Man.
Most people got beat up in camp, not the season. It was camp
you had
that
to prove
did it
yourself.
To you.
Yeah. You had to go.
I mean, you was smart. You had to. Because you was trying to get a job.
You were trying to get a job.
Trying to get a job, or you was trying to keep your job.
Because you had the new blood.
Every year, somebody trying to steal your job. So
Appreciate that, man. That's again, that's some good intel, man, and insight, man, from somebody who played it, man. Looking back, what do you wish you had known earlier about father?
Really just looking back, man, just placement, man. I love my kids to death, but really looking at, I wouldn't say really about fatherhood. I would say about choosing a mate on who you want to build a family with. Like you have to find somebody who is instilled with certain qualities that no matter what happens between y'all both is going to be on that page where, because that's the hardest part really about fatherhood, is being on the same page with the other person.
That is it.
Whether you married or whether you separated. I think people need to have those type of conversations before they decide to bring a life to this world, because it's going to be your jobs, not your mom's, not your parents, not your cousins, not your aunties. It's your two jobs to raise that kid, to prepare them for life. And in life, this world don't care about them ever. This world is not going to give them breaks.
That's so real.
It's hard out there.
Right.
And a lot of times our kid don't see it because we take care of it. But it's going to come a time where not only they got to take care of it, but at some point in their life, they're going to have to learn how to take care of it for their little people. And like I said, if you're on the same page with somebody, no matter what, and you find them qualities, that's probably the thing that I would have wanted the old head to come pull me to the side and say, "Hey man, let me give you a little something." Like when you're looking for a mate, for a woman to raise kids. I know stuff happens sometimes, but if you actually have a choice in it, even if you have a choice in dating them, or just hanging and kicking in it, whatever y'all decide to do, like make sure she has some of these qualities. But if it happens, then at least y'all can be on the same page with that kid. That's a gem that I wish would have dropped to me, that I dropped to somebody else. Like,
We don't know.
yeah,
When we're young, out there thinking we know it all.
Nope.
Don't have a clue.
None at all. Shoot, I'm still trying to learn.
Still trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to evolve.
Come on.
Like, shoot, let's get better.
What are you most proud of as a dad?
I would say my kids' accomplishments.
Okay.
When I see them succeed in something and they happy and they smiling, that brings me joy when I see them smile. It actually brings me joy sometimes when I see them gut it out. Because you sit back and you smile and be like, they got it, or they getting it.
They don't.
When you see them getting something, or you see them succeed as a dad, it's like I did it. You got that sense of, that's they're doing the right thing.
Oh yeah,
so that's for me.
I've been there.
That's the biggest thing for me. Is all this work is worth it.
Yeah,
when you see them.
So I guess the next question also coincides with the question that just asked. What's one moment with your kids that hit you in your heart and made you think, "Wow, this is what it's all about"?
Oh man, the biggest one for me, really, because you sit back and you watch them do things, you watch them go through things, and the biggest thing out of all my kids that hit me was when my son left. I was so used to him being on my hip. Everywhere I went, he went. And I ain't gonna lie to you, the big homie dropped some tears.
I'm sure, man.
And
it's your baby, man.
He just going off. You proud? Look, you proud? And you sad at the same time. Like I got up and I spoke at a little dinner he had, and I said, "Man, I'm so happy." Because I was taking him on his little vacation trip, his senior vacation trip for graduating. I said, "I'm so happy. This is the last vacation I probably may have to pay for." Right? and I said, but on the other hand, it hurts my heart that this may be the last vacation. I mean, I didn't pay for. You know what I mean? Because if he do this thing right, even in college, they make good money. If he do this thing right, he can start making his own money on his own. In the next couple of years. So And that's what we want for them.
100%.
We want them to be successful. So
100%.
that was probably the most heartfelt.
Yeah.
Because I was happy and sad at the same time. And it makes me look forward to my daughters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's and them accomplishing it and stuff like that. So that's the
I know the feel because
that's the one
it's
thing.
coming. It's coming to me now. You know, my son is a senior, so and again, I'm just trying to give him the game, man. Because and my thing is he can't stay here. I told him, like, if you got to go to Reno, you can go to Reno. You can't stay here. You got to go. Because I really, you know, I really do believe even when I left, it just taught me so much on how to be a man. You know, being on my own and you know making my own decisions. So we'll see. You know what I mean? I think our kids now they're a little bit more greener than we were. But we'll see. They got to figure it out. We figured it out.
But bro, you hit it on the head. I got the same belief. Like I told my son, you can't go to college in Georgia. Got to get out of here.
See what I'm saying?
I said, because you grow up way faster when you leave.
Come on.
Then if you stay here, you're going to still hold on. You're going to still, oh, daddy will take care of it. Oh, mom's going to fix me something to eat. Or, oh, I can take my laundry to somebody else's house and they, you know, dad ain't doing it. You can use the laundry, but mom might do his laundry for him. And I'm like, nah, you need to leave. Not only do you experience having to do everything on your own and grow up as a man or an individual for men and women, I believe for men and women, but you're allowed to meet people from different cultures. And what people don't understand is the way people are in Georgia is totally different from the way they are on the West Coast or up north or down south in Miami or East Coast. Different. I mean, when I went to college, the dude was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go over there and get me something from the water bubbler." And I said, "Water bubbler? What is a water bubbler?" And then I look. He pointed. I said, "You mean a water fountain?"
Yeah.
Like they say things different. They do things different. Like, and it gets you acclimated for life. Because really, when you get into the workforce, people is from everywhere.
They're from everywhere. That's
learn
a
how
fact.
to, and they speak different languages, and it means different things. There's certain things you can say to somebody on the East Coast you can't say to somebody on the West Coast.
That's a fact.
Them fighting words.
That's a fighting words. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's
you
so
gotta
true, man.
you gotta understand people and respect people and what it is. If you want respect, you should give respect. So it teaches all of that.
Absolutely, man.
So get out of here.
Yep.
Can't stay here.
Same, fam. Get out of here. Get. Absolutely.
You can't live with me forever either. I told them all. You get 1 year either at the high school or at the college, and you got to go. It's rent free.
Yeah.
And then you're done. You're back. You should be able to save up and do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Start getting yours. Yeah,
man. I learned so much, fam, just being out there on my own. You know, just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And again, they have the support that we didn't have. So, I mean, I know I didn't really have no support because Pops was in and out. You know, he's the better living now, and you know, Mom's was in a different situation. So, but again, I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? Sometimes our ills can be triumphs and we don't even realize it. Or our situations, our bad situations, they become triumphs. Same with cutting hair. I remember my dad cut my hair when I was young. I'm like, I could do that. I start messing. He gonna mess with my hair. I can mess my own up. So I just started cutting. I got nice.
Yeah.
And that saved me in college too. I kept money in my pocket because I knew how to cut.
Because you always had that person that paid everybody up.
So again,
it's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
And I'm gonna say this: every man, I teach my son, every man gotta have a hustle.
You gotta have a hustle.
You got to figure out a hustle that if it all hits the fan, what does everybody need that you can do? You can supply to do what you need to do for yourself or your family.
I told my son he either need to cut hair or he need to DJ.
Yeah,
because those are the necessities when you in college.
You know.
So, you know, that's two of them. You know what I mean? And you love music.
Yeah,
you like to look fly. So figure it out.
So
you know what I mean?
That's really what it is. You know,
how important is it staying fit, fam? Again, we pushing, we getting up there, man, and that's one thing I love. You know, we hit the pool, and we looking better than some of these 20-year-olds. How important is it, fam, to keep shape and you know, to stay in shape and to be that leading example for your son and for your kids, because you were able out there to, you know, to go work out with him. you know, and I love it, man. That's one of the biggest things I love. Like I can get out there now with my youngest
Mhm.
and hoop with him, and even my oldest. And it's funny. I go hoop with him sometimes now, and he be like, "Dang, Pop, like, yeah,
Still got it,
got
huh? Yeah.
Come on, hell yeah, that believe me."
Hey,
Now I be
yeah.
tired.
I got it for about 1 or 2 games. I need to sit down after
the
that.
next day I be tired. You hurt.
Hurting.
But come on, man. So how important is that to you, fam? And I know you've always been big in fitness, man.
Mhm.
I done worked out with you a few times, and you damn near try to kill me. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
we get it in. We get it in. Hey, it's real important. And, you know, for me, I don't even know anything different from the
Mhm.
time I was young because I've been working out for so long
Yeah. Yep.
that if I'm not
That's your
working
habit.
out, I feel
See what I'm saying?
strange. But I think it's a real benefit if you're a parent
Yeah.
in terms of if you stay fit, you're possibly gonna live longer.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to do more things
Mhm.
with your kids that you can't do if you're not fit.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing is what you're doing is teaching them
Absolutely.
what they should be doing in life to keep themselves in a position where they can actually do more things with their children. So you're always an example, even when you're older, even when your kids are older
Mm-hmm.
or they're younger. Most people will always tell you that the biggest example of life for them growing up was their parents.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw your parents busting their butt, making it happen,
Mhm.
that's what it is. You saw your parents quitting, it rubs off.
Right.
If you saw your parent, because everybody lost. I mean, life is just like a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is undefeated. I've
Mhm.
never met an athlete
That's a fact, man.
that has went undefeated
Yep.
all their life.
Mm-hmm.
They take losses, but can you win more times than you
And you
lose? And can
Yeah.
you learn from the losses
Mhm.
so you don't count them as losses, you count them as experiences to help attribute to the next win,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't make the same mistakes, so you can keep getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Kids see that. They see your
Yep.
grind. They want it.
Yep.
And they desire it.
Mhm.
And that's part of what puts the desire in them to do the things that they want to do
Mhm.
in life. So I would tell everybody, look, man, stay as fit as you can. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
If
Absolutely.
hey, I've had friends. I tell people all the time. I have friends that at one point I was like, they put me on high blood pressure medicine. I was like, I ain't taking that stuff, man. I work out every day.
Mm-hmm.
And about 2 or 3 of my friends I played with died. And I said, oh,
Yep.
let me get that.
That's real.
Give me that.
Because sometimes that's hereditary. It runs in the
Man, you don't know.
family. Yep.
So I mean, take care of yourself.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
go get your checkups. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do what you got to do.
That's so important, man, because again, you know, you look at a lot of athletes that's retired, fam, and they ain't look like the way they played. And I know you know that.
Hey,
more
I
than
run into them now. I be like,
what I'm saying, you ain't
golly.
recognize them. You probably
Man,
like,
look,
same in high school. The high school kids, they was the man or they was the woman when we was in high school.
and then we see them later on. We be like,
what happened?
what happened to you? What?
That's facts, man.
You be like, do I look that old?
So salute to me, fam, man, on always keeping it, you know, keeping it fit, man. Again, I believe the same thing. My son loved working out with me. You know what I mean? And when I can, I'm like, son, let's roll. And he be like, all right, let's go. Even my little one, Daddy, you going to the gym? Can I go? I'm like, well, you can't go yet. But, well, I'll go to the playground. And so I let him go to the little playground in there. But yeah, so that's just very important. Last question, fam. If your kids are listening to this one day, what's one thing you would want them to know about your love for them and the supportive father that you are?
Oh man, I would sit down and say, hey man, Daddy love you to life. And I always tell my kids, and I want them to always remember, I love them more than I love myself.
Come on, man.
So everything I do, everything I say, whether they like it or not, is to build them to be greater than me. Because that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
It's about them. It's about loving them. It's about teaching them what they need to do, equipping them with the right tools and utensils to be successful in whatever they desire to be, and passing down the legacy. So now I'm giving you nuggets that you must pass down to your kids.
Absolutely.
So that we can keep these nuggets, because then that's how you grow as a generation. Let's not get worse. Let's make the family name stronger as we go by passing these nuggets down and allowing our youth, giving them more than what we had.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if we can do that, we'll be all right.
Absolutely.
We'll be all right.
Absolutely. Man, I appreciate you. You didn't came through, keeping humans together. Cuzzo came through, dropped gems. Lots of gems, something y'all can learn from. We all can learn from. Fam, I appreciate you, man. Love you, family.
Love you.
Come on, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
we out.
sir.
Good stuff, fam. Woo. Good shit.